And we are back here once again with another episode of the Cloud9 podcast, season 9, episode 23. And this is going to be the season finale of season 9. We will be beginning season 10 of the Cloud9 podcast coming up this Sunday. And it's going to be an absolute epic banger of a first episode for the 10th season of the Cloud9 podcast. As you guys know, if you are new here, we cap out the seasons at 23 episodes because I feel like that is a good length between starting a season versus where you're ending it to the point where you're like, okay, let's get that nice little, refresh with a new season when it starts. And beginning with season 10, I'm going to have more of a serialized intro to how to do this. But I do want to say, hopefully all of you guys had a wonderful holiday season, even spanning all the way back from, Thanksgiving. Hopefully you had a great Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. And as you guys know, more content will be put out on the channel. I'm currently, editing it and getting it all up and ready for you guys. And League of Legends competitively is coming back very soon. I think Chaz told me last night when we were playing League that the LEC is starting on the 12th, which is going to be next week coming up, which is awesome. So that way we could, start getting back into the groove of things, talking about competitive League of Legends. And if you guys watch and listen to the Cloud9 podcast, wherever you consume your podcasts, thank you so very much. Whether you are watching and listening on a back and forth commute from work, or you're at the gym, or you're at home, and you need someone to listen to while you do other tasks, thank you so much for dedicating your time to watching us on the Cloud9 podcast. And joining me here today is Mr. Blanks, who's probably dead in some capacity or alive in some capacity.
I'm still there.
Mixture.
I'm still there, man.
Oh, Lord. And my ex was doing some YouTube shorts where she was throwing it back, as she says.
Awkwardly. That girl need a little bit more rhythm, man. She need to get fucked her.
Oh my God,
twice. Man, she just needs to, someone try to actually use them hips, thrust it back a little bit,
I would just say no, because I told you can't have that taco.
You don't want her, Desmond. Someone needs to.
Yeah, just because I don't want her doesn't mean you get to have it either.
Nigga, don't be a cock blocking asshole ass nigga, man. When you put something stiff inside her that, I can help her move a little better.
Why can't you just put it in me? My hips can move like that.
Why are you so gay, man?
Oh, God. But how's work been, man?
Long, man. Just long.
Yeah.
I'm tired. Just long as shit.
That's what it feels like. Man, I was at work today, 7 o'clock in the morning. It felt like when I got done with the task that I was supposed to do, only like 50 minutes had passed, and I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, that's what happened with me. Mine was even less. It was like I did tour. If I get back, it was like 1:40. I'm like, wait a second. And then all this and it's only 40 fucking minutes done. Oh my God.
What the heck?
Yeah.
Are you still able to watch like Power Rangers and stuff like that at work?
Not on the computer, but I can watch it on my phone if I choose to.
Okay.
I just choose not to. Okay. There's 2 shifts.
Yeah.
There's two shifts.
Mm-hmm.
I could do. I could do the morning shift or I could do the afternoon. Mm-hmm. If you do the morning shift, I can watch that in the first half. Because once people start showing up, because now there's people. Where I work at now, there's people. It's not like the last shift I had where there's no one in the building. There was like probably 1 or 2 people in the whole damn building besides me. There's actual people that come in and out of the building. There's more people that come in during the morning than the afternoon. The afternoon, you might get, it goes 6 o'clock. It's like you might have like, besides the cleaners, you might have 4 people in total.
That's crazy.
I mean, the busiest you'll get is between, of course, when it starts at 9 to 4 p.m. Like
what shift do you really want? If you could just choose one, do you like the night shift anyway?
Okay. See, that's a whole load of question. It depends on.
In your past jobs, you had the day shift. right? I think he liked it.
But this is different because I used to work 4 p.m. to 12 a.m. Okay, this
Yeah,
realize
that'd be like closing shifts for most places.
all
Yeah.
my security shifts used to either be 4 p.m. 12 a.m.,
Mm-hmm.
3 p.m. to 11 p.m., 2:30 to 10:30 to 10. This is a little earlier. This is 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. And the good thing about it, I'm literally right across the street from I'm so close to the train station. It's not even funny. It's like so close. It's not even funny when I say this. Like I walk outside the train station is right there. Like I can just get on the bus and I'm home in 10 minutes. That's how close I am. Like I can walk downtown if I want. If I don't want to go to work, just if I don't want to go home just yet, go get something to eat and then take my time going home. If I just feel like going straight home, I go there. If I take the if I take the night shift, the 1 to 9,
Yeah.
more likely about 90% of the time I'm jumping around that bus. I'm going home. I'm not even looking to get something to eat because I'll probably just get something to eat from the cafeteria as soon as I get in. But if I take the morning shift's a lot. It'd be the earliest I've ever gotten up for work since I had to work morning shift in the
Because the
kitchen.
morning shift, you'd be off like around like 4 or 5 EST. You
No,
said right? No, or
no,
earlier.
1 p.m. EST.
That would be like
I work
12, 1. It'd
5.
be like 10 o'clock for me. You'd be off when I
I'll
would
be
be like
off,
getting up. What the
but
fuck?
I'll be off at 10 o'clock your time.
That's
10
and you'd be
a.m.
home at like what? You said 11:30 ish, probably.
No. It'll be like 11. Yeah. If I get off at 10 o'clock your time, it'll be like 10:30. It depends on what I do too. It depends because this is the whole thing. If I'm given a morning shift, there's gonna be days I go straight home. Like there's gonna be days I go straight home, and then there's gonna be days where I might go home every day, but there might be a day where I go home, shower, change, go to locals. There's locals in the city. I could go like on the weekday. I could go straight to that, depending on what day. Um, on a Friday, say if someone wants to practice for a few hours, I could take the bus up there. I could take the train up there. Say if someone, like, because if I had a car, it's a wrap. I'm driving to locals.
Yeah.
I'm probably not going to Hartford. That's a little too far. Like, but I'm able to go to certain local. I'm able to now say if I wanted to do like try out the Digimon TCG, I can go check that out and then drive back home. like I'm able to do like if there's a movie, people want to go check out. I can go check that out because most of the time I realize
Just that thing though. You don't really have enough time. Because I know you always say you pretty much had like night to closing shifts. You don't have time for anything for the most part.
No, because as soon as I get off, everything's closed. Like
Yeah, and
I
you
will
can't
have
really
to.
go into watch anything because you have to get ready for work. That's the fucking.
I can go early. But it's like
Yeah.
the thing is, you kind of want to conserve your energy. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like the only thing you really want to do is hit the gym. The main thing you want to do is, and the thing with the gym is, if you do an afternoon shift, anything that does not start in the morning, what you want to do is you want to go to the gym at least 4 hours and be done about 3 to 4 hours before you start work. Then you get to shower, get some extra rest. Because after you go to the gym, you're going to a lot of times want to get that quick nap, get back up, then go to work. Then you don't need a coffee because that's the main thing. Too, a lot of times if you work out before going to work, then you don't need that coffee. You don't need that extra boost. Because a lot of times coffee can give you that bolt, and then the stronger. This is what I've realized for a lot of people: the stronger the coffee, the easier it is for you to fall asleep if you're tired. If you're not overweight. Because what happens when you're overweight when you try to sleep is a lot of times you'll try to hit the bed. You'll try to hit the bed. You'll try to hit the bed, and your body sleeps, but due to you're overweight, what it does is it from what I've seen, with me, it's like your body wakes up a little earlier than expected. You can't get a full night rest because your body needs it because you have more weight to push, but you can't also because that extra weight is kind of pushing you up. Plus, it's one of those whole situations where a lot of times, sometimes it's like you take like sometimes I don't take the bus. Sometimes I might just walk home because I say like my last day of the week. Say like the last day of the week, right? On a Friday. Instead of taking the bus home, uh, like instead of taking the bus home, I might walk home, get that extra little bit of exercise. As soon as I get home, like if I have nothing to do, or if I have something to do that I can just wake up right after, go to sleep, wake up, boom, you're good. It's like just do whatever I gotta do after I wake up, or just set it up as soon as I wake up, just jump right on, and boom, shit happens. But with a lot of people, I'm realizing they just like to go straight to sleep or do a whole bunch of other stuff. It's like, yeah, that's good, but you want to get that extra rest that your body's fully alert and awake when you work. And that's the whole crazy thing about like work, especially on the East Coast with hours. Once you start switching times and shit too, because it's not the first time where I switched from working in the morning to the night, back to the morning, back to the night. It's like, and the good thing is like with today at work, I watched nothing but that Cat Williams. Have you seen that Cat Williams interview?
Which one?
The one was on Club Shay Shay?
No, link. I'll watch it if you. Yeah, throw me a link. I'll watch it.
You guys gotta watch this. This shit. He just put a whole foot in some of these Hollywood niggas ass, man. This shit is okay. I have to go.
Dave Chappelle had another banger one talking about obviously on YouTube. You know the Troon adventures, as I'll say.
I don't. Okay, I'm keeping it real about Dave. I like Dave Chappelle, but man, his shit just been the same shit. It's like, dude, okay, we know you're not a fan of them. Can you do something else, man? And it's not that it's bad. It's just the issue is like
because Dave Chappelle has a wide range of comedic aspects to him. We know that.
Yeah,
he's very one of the most. I mean, comedy's pretty hard in general, but he's really good at other forms of comedy. He's great at it. But I think he realizes now in this day and age, if you don't do the hot button issues consistently, people don't check out your other stuff, or they don't think your other stuff is as good.
But
we're
also
in a weird state now, you know, man.
But also, you know what the issue is as well? If you keep doing the same shit, people check out. It's like,
yeah. All right, guys. So I wanted to bring up something for you guys right now, which is something that broke as news. So how am I going to say this? Because, you know, the YouTubes could be on our asses for this. So Saudi Arabia and Riot Games are going to eventually have an esports tournament because Saudi Arabia has been very interested in League of Legends. They've invested into League of Legends esports in a lot of some of the organizations that you guys follow. I mean, namely Team Liquid has been one a lot of people know that has the, you know, Saudi Arabia funding. Now, Saudi Arabia has had a very pretty divisive point of view on things when you're talking to people from America, you know? And when it comes to like the media portrayal of certain races, people have to understand things are largely over exaggerated, but this is the problem with like just League esports in general, which is, you know, League of Legends has a very bad way of consuming money. Just most esports in general, there's not a consistent revenue stream, you know, like how it is in traditional media, to where it got to a point where we could have a traditional, you know, revenue stream that's profitable for the teams, have a profitable system. Esports has never had that. I mean, Jack Etienne, CEO of Cloud9, has mentioned on even Thorn Reflection interviews that there was negative money in esports when he first started, because no one really ever made money in esports, for being honest here. It was always basically, like, you kind of did this for fun. You know, there was very little money to be made here. do people remember the original streaming the contracts for players? Basically, Ords could pay you a shit paycheck from your contract, or you could just stream and make more money. Nerd Wars, what's up, buddy? Gotta have a one-on-one with you eventually, man. Oh, wow, they took over golf. Now they're coming for esports. I wouldn't say they're coming for esports. They've already been invested for a while at this point. Now they're just going like, hey, now we're just going to keep buying shares and shares of your company, and now we have more shares of the board, so we can make decisions now. That's how it is.
Yeah.
I was a fan of Overwatch League. Yeah, Overwatch League. Oh, man, we could spend fucking all day at this point talking about them, but I know people were like, well, Saudi Arabia does all these bad things to women and all this stuff. I know, but this is the problem, guys. Since there's not a consistent revenue stream for league for just esports teams in general, well, they have to kind of take deals like that. I know people say, isn't that not morally right? I don't agree with it either, but it's like, you know,
they don't have to.
How are people going to get paid? You can't get fed off your values and morals. You got to.
Well, they don't have to take deals. They choose to take deals. That's the difference. They choose to take them.
Or they go out of business. They either go out of business or they take this deal. That's it.
You don't always have to take a deal. There's always other ways. There's always other companies that are willing to put money in. The reason why you take money from countries like those, because they put the biggest amount in. If someone's willing,
they'll cut the biggest check. Let's be honest.
Yeah, that's what it is. Because a lot of times when people say, "Oh, it's like they have to," no, they choose to. You don't have to do anything. If someone is offering you this, you can take less and then give them less of a share, where you still have control. But the
other thing to mention here, as you know, based around what's been going on with the scene in esports, where there's not a lot of investment right now because people are realizing there's not a whole lot of growth in viewership and a lot of this stuff. Well, you're not going to get a lot of investors anymore. Sponsorships are running out because teams overpromised on sponsorships, didn't deliver on most of it, and then now the sponsors feel like they're burned, and they're like, I'm good on this now. And then fans don't buy the merch. Fans don't really support outside of likes and retweets.
I mean, fans can't. I mean, it's a choice to buy the merch. That's buy the jersey. That's $170 for a team that can only win a domestic title. That's wow.
Esports has never had. I mean, CP LOL, as much as they're trash at League, their fans really do support. I mean, they go out and create or traditional sports. I think League has always wanted those traditional sports fans. Guys, Giants fans will quite literally kill someone if you talk bad about the team in certain areas. If just the Yankees,
Cowboy fans,
the Yankees quite literally. If you go to the Yankee Stadium wearing a Dodgers outfit, literally,
no, Dodgers is safe. Dodgers is safe. If you go to New York City wearing a Boston Red Sox or a Houston Astros talking shit, you're more likely end up to get stabbed.
Get on your knees and pray to Jesus, because that's where you're going to be heading, is to his heaven. Because but that's what the esports owners want. They want something like that. And it's always been a constant discussion of how do you kind of get that? Well, people don't understand even how these traditional sports teams got to that point. It took a long time. That didn't just happen overnight.
Yeah.
Don't forget a very famous story. The Clippers used to ask people from the stands to play.
Yeah.
That's what happened. It took a long time to get to that point. And it did result in a lot of money lost, but then it resulted in a lot of money gained. A lot of people in the scene, when they started investing into it, they kind of got to this point where it's like, no, we need money now, but we're here for the long term. And it's like, well, if you're here for the money long term based off your investment, because investment can be many different things for a lot of people, then you're going to have to eventually take a loss for a while to maybe see that big profit margin. But now people are looking at it from I don't know if I'm seeing that ever. Yeah, it's never really been a profitable venture here. It just hasn't been. I don't know what kind of lies people told you in these meetings, but you guys bought into that bullshit. And now, things are getting to the point where these teams have to take Saudi Arabian money, or as Chad says, basically, whoever cuts the biggest check.
Yeah, they're forced to get the company that cuts the biggest check. And sometimes that company might not morally align
stand with that. Yeah, I agree.
No, not even the whole corporation, people in the corporate, because a corporation is a conglomerate of people. Conglomerate of people. I'm a little tired right now. But pretty much what it is, it's a group of people. Some people have, and some people sometimes use logic. All right, cool. We might not agree with their views, but they're giving us the bang for a buck, and we're able to get all the sponsorship from one entity. That means it's a lot easier.
Yeah, there's no reason to have like maybe Sprite or fucking Chevy as your sponsors when Saudi Arabia is going to fund the whole bill.
Yeah, that's the thing too. It's like, why I have 6 people sponsor, we get one person do the whole thing. It's like, but you gotta realize it's a choice too when you do it. You're choosing the person that has the biggest wallet. You're not choosing. You're understand is it's a little bit of both. You're forced to pick them because they might be the only one left, but you also have to choose them because there's no other option.
If you don't choose them, then that's it. You got to close your doors. That's it.
No, not even closing doors. But you gotta start asking the court.
Did you see Jack's tweet earlier this week where I liked it? He liked it. He literally said he brought Cloud9 back to profitability just at the end of last year.
Yep.
We knew they were having money issues. They lost. I mean, guys, they lost the Microsoft sponsorship. And I'll be honest here, I love me some Cloud9. I love them, but they weren't doing enough content for Microsoft. A lot of these companies, all these esports that had the sponsorships, they didn't do enough content for them. Or ones that even got views, for being honest here. Remember BMW? Remember BMW Esports? Remember what was that tagline they had? United in rivalry. BMW got out. They were like, these teams ain't shit.
These teams ain't shit. And because think about it, it's not even just content. You're not gaining the revenue because you're not winning high enough where the money counts. It's like very cool. What the fuck does a world appearance mean if you're not getting top 8, top 4 winning?
Yeah, because top 8's where you get the actual big bucks from.
You
get the icon. And people said the icons make the teams a good amount of money. But put it back to in. To get to that, you have to sacrifice a shitload of money to get to hope you qualify for Worlds to get the profit from the icon. You know how much money you have to sacrifice for that? How much day-to-day operations you have to do to sacrifice that? Valorant, Sentinels. Remember, they were just begging for money, literally last year around July. They basically said, if we don't get this funding, we're out.
And that's the issue coming from a company where the only way you profit is winning, but it's like
you take sponsorships, and people don't understand sponsorship subs is only going to be able to cover the player salaries and their paychecks. That's it.
Player salary, the player, the coach's salary, and paycheck to travel expenses. You have so much shit you have to do. It's like and the thing about it is, if this is one of those sports where you could literally structure it where you could just have the players play from home, this might be a lot better. It might be a lot better because what it is you're but the thing
Nerd Wars. I do want to talk to you eventually about the Overwatch League. I knew a lot about it. I knew it was going to fail for the most part, but as you said, one good thing about the Overwatch League did was have the teams associated with the city, which helped create the Craze fans. So me and James have gone back and forth on this for years. Yeah. I don't think it's pivotal to have an esports team based around a city. I get the appeal that it could have, but for esports, since it's such a broad thing when it comes to the internet, 100 Thieves, I think they did it the best way possible. I will always praise them for what they did. They're not based in most places. They were just a really great org that did a lot of friendly content that a lot of people, went by. Esports teams can appeal to in theory, a much wider audience because they're not based in any one city, right?
Yeah, they're not based in one city.
So you get this unlimited, in theory, so business people talk, in theory, you get this unlimited potential, right? The problem here with esports is if you're not translating to what you just said earlier about winning, they don't give a fuck, honestly.
Yeah.
No one really gives a fuck unless you're winning. You putting in trophies, or maybe even if you're getting second place consistently, you'll have some people there because they'll play chokers, but they'll at least watch your match, even though you're choking, right? If you're getting anything less than second, you might just be irrelevant at this point,
And then also, if you think about it, all of them live in Los Angeles. That's me. It's a lot more expensive. Now you got
$2,000 for rent.
Yeah, you got. I mean, that's why.
That's actually everywhere now, but you have to point there, right? They have the orgs pay for all the housing, the rental agreements, your bills, all other shit. So that's the thing, though, is there's just so much economic problems with this stuff, and it's already coming off the back of the scene. Never really made money to begin with. It was always going to lead to this. It was always going to lead to this.
Yep, because in the early days, Org spent way too much money on players just to get like a top 8 or barely a
Yep.
top 8 at
All
Worlds.
those
Like, what the?
big. Did you? I know you said you weren't really into it, but you saw the news base. Remember all those
I
big
saw
buyouts?
the business side of it. I saw the business
Remember you
side.
saw all those players getting bought for that big giant buyouts you used to have? There used to be players where buyouts used to be around 10 million, 6 million, 8 million. And Dardo told Thorin on his Talk to Thorin episodes, orgs aren't doing that anymore. There ain't no $1 million buyouts happening. That's not happening anymore, Lockdowns really messed up Overwatch League momentum. Was it League and CSGO? No. Those always operated as fine. Valorant operated as fine. But Overwatch, I know for sure, they Overwatch really did try to have that traditional model. You have the team go here, go here, go here. You have a regional rivalries. The problem here is Overwatch never had the level of like fans that League.
It never had the popularity outside to start an actual league. And what it is, a lot of times, is some games just don't need a league. What it needs
or Call of Duty will say.
What it needs a group of people that are teams. It needs a group of people that are teams that decide, okay, we're all gonna log in, queue up and play. What it should have done is they should have done tournaments. It's like, all right, cool. You have to associate your name, make sure that you have a webcam. And it should have been somewhere people could have done from home, or they could have done where it was like a tournament, but it's like, all right, okay, what team are you going to root for? This team or this team? Because them trying to do a professional league just costs too much money. A lot of times, all you need to do, if you want to do tournaments, what you need to do, you can structure it where you can have players. You can be like, all right, these are the top teams, and then we're going to have them come in person, have one weekend thing where it's a bunch of teams playing each other, like live stream, whatever, all the matches, something like that. I agree. Overwatch had a good idea, but the
execution is just not. It's not their idea is bad. The problem here is that's not the game to do that, because like before, it never was going to have the appeal that Dota, CS:GO, and League had, or even Valorant. Now, as we know, now Valorant has that appeal, but there's just not enough. But to be fair, esports has gotten a bit bigger, but there's still, like you mentioned before earlier in our conversations, like there's like niches to this stuff. This is still somewhat a niche to a certain extent. There's a max limit to how much people would even fill up a stadium. They really wanted, like with the NBA, NFL, hockey, and all those have massive stadiums, all these like regional fans. The problem here is it doesn't really have that, or people with money for the most part. For being honest here,
because think about it. Like it took the Pokemon League almost a decade to start really paying players. It was like
right. That took 10 years itself. Imagine all those fucking times those players were basically just making money off just doing, I don't know, fuck all. What were they doing? I don't know.
Their actual job. They actually had to have a job beforehand, and you were playing this as a hobby. It's like what it is you try to take something that's a hobby and turn it into a sport. It's like, okay, cool, but what the fuck what are you gonna do? You can't structure yourself where you're gonna make it an actual sport. What you need to do is you need to start small. What you need to do is, all right, cool, let's have these guys play from home. Once we're able to get to a bigger structure, all right, cool, let's have players, if they want to join a tournament, they have to pay this or something where they'll have to fly out themselves.
Right.
Or they have to queue up, have all 5 players log in, but they have to have webcam.
You mentioned a while ago too, which is the whole facility thing. Like, I don't know why a lot of these orgs end up having facilities for like 2 teams.
Like, because you said earlier, the only group that actually benefit and actually utilized that whole content house that was 100 seats, they did it right. Their biggest thing is they went big with a year left, and they were able to flex it out. But the thing is, they have Valorant.
I think they just needed a bigger house. I don't know why he ever got that facility. That facility is just a money dump for no reason.
The facility makes sense. I'm glad the content house worked when it was COVID, because everybody was able to just stay under one roof. It was cheaper too.
Yeah, it's also in LA too.
LA. You have more sponsors paying for a good chunk of the house.
You have that one guy who's talking, oh, HR doesn't pay me enough. Motherfucker ain't putting out nothing.
It turned out
What are you talking about?
He's not putting out anything in a esport. He's not really doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, it was one of those contracts where it was like a a handshake contract, and they shot was good for them. That was the issue. It was like they shot you. One of those kind of players, you have to constantly beat up this guy's ass and make sure he's actually doing it. Because a lot of these guys, no offense, they have to be babies. And you know this, I know this. A lot of these players have to be fucking babies.
You know what Jack said of Thorn? I know you watched the episode. Remember what he said about the mate thing? He says,
yeah,
let players leave him, come back and tell him, oh my God, you were so amazing as an owner. Because other places in this league, they don't even hire mates from these players. These players got to clean them after themselves. You'd be seeing like their dirty ass boxers on the floor. You see their fucking toothbrushes on the floor. What are these weirdos?
Chinese food for 4 days behind them while they stream. It's like, dude, why is there a fucking rat climbing to your Chinese food, nigga, that you ordered 4 days ago on stream?
Do you remember that story? Oh my God. This is where we got a bunch of talk, man. Do you remember the story too, dude? There was a Korean player, many of them, who didn't like living in LA nor the people.
Yeah.
So somehow they found a loop in their contract where they literally left one night, flew back to Korea, and still were getting paid a massive salary.
Yep.
This is how you knew that league was fucked. Ain't no way you should be structuring a contract where if that motherfucker leaves, they're getting paid. Like, what? They're not getting in the country anymore.
Yeah, see,
that's a whole fuck scene. What a fuck scene that was.
And a sport like that, you don't have to be the sport is built to design have people a person that you got to actually see the individual players. So you can just have them play a lot.
Yeah, it's super unsustainable, man. There's no way you can sustain that level of salaries, player contracts, buyouts, food, expenses, day-to-day operations.
Definitely off a game that was like, it's not free to play. I know Overwatch is not free to play, but it's like, like League of Legends is free to play. That's me.
It's free because of how much money they actually make off the game. That's what they can offer to you for free. Overwatch never was like that. Overwatch, you had to pay to play that game initially. And they made so much money that now Overwatch 2 is free because they made a lot of money off of it. You know?
But see, that's where they fucked up. They should have made Overwatch 2 the same amount.
You think so?
Yeah, because think about it. If motherfuckers is willing to pay that much, because what you're doing is you're in a sense making the second version cheaper. Or in this sense free. It's like no. You never want to give away free money, even if you have
fuck you money. Why would you just leave money on the table like that? I've never understood that either. Honestly,
even if you just want to pay, like even if you just want to charge $30, go charge $30. That's all you gotta do. If you just
if they're making that much money, you could offer it at $10 that's still guaranteed money you're getting. Like, this is why me and James go back and forth. So why offer it for free though? I want money.
See, it gets, but the microtransactions. People, if people could play without microtransactions, people could play without paying for it. Like League of Legends, you never got to pay for it a day later. To really choose to pay for it because you want to get certain skins that look cool to you.
Basically, the game is so good, Riot. When the game is so good, you'll spend money because you love it that much.
It's not like Pokemon.
But like you mentioned before, not a lot of companies can have that. Not a lot of people are going to have that. CSGO makes a lot of money off their skins too. But like, how many games can really have that where it's like you're going to love our game so much you're going to willingly spend money on us consistently? Not everything's going to have that.
No,
not everything has the appeal like that. Fortnite goes in there too.
PDCG Live has it where you can pay for free. But the one thing that Pokemon, I don't think they're ever gonna do it. They're never gonna have a tournament structure, an actual full tournament structure where it's just PDCG Live. Because not everyone has access to it, but not everyone plays it. They know this is a good tool for training, but you don't actually set up a tournament around it. With Overwatch, the issue is they should have charged. I would say whatever the amount was for the original, charge half, charge 25% less. What it is you keep players going. You actually show how different it is from Overwatch, the original with Overwatch 2. You restructure it. Or what you could do, you just call it Overwatch, but you deactivate the first system, you built the second one. It's like when you put that second game out for free, you're saying you do care about the fan base, but you don't care about business. That is a bad way to go. You kind of have to do both. You have to find that middle ground. All right, cool. And the Shanghai.
No, the Shanghai. Oh yeah, they had the most losses for esports.
Yes,
never. Yeah, good Lord.
And see, when I was in school, that league.
That was the biggest story for a while. Like they had the most losses for an esports team ever. Yeah, that actually made national headlines. That's how bad it was. Exactly. That must be bad because no one really covers esports stuff on the media unless it's really, really big.
Yeah,
it has to hit like peak levels something to be like, okay, this is a story we want to dedicate a segment to. They lost that much. They won like what 0-50 or some shit.
Yeah, no, they lost a shit amount of games.
New Overwatch 2 skins are like $25. Yeah, I believe me, man. I know I've spent money on skins for years, brother. I spent $300 plus on Warframe, a FTP game. No regrets. I was happy to give them that money. Yeah, you'll factor in when a game gets created and it comes out on a console or whatever, it's already on borrowed time. Yeah. So what does that mean? Borrowed time is basically the point where that console becomes obsolete. So does that game essentially, unless it's so big and popular, it has a dedicated fan base forever. Most games when they're made are literally on borrowed time for whatever console you're going to be buying it for at any point in your past or anything moving currently to.
Unless they make an updated version of the game, like Grand Theft Auto 5, and it's 10 plus years, but eventually that game's going to have to end. Like, if it was San Andreas was there for the longest time, and then boom, PS2 was done. Okay. And then it's the whole system. Like PC would never die because you need PC. You need MacBook. Like League of Legends can't die because it's mainly on PC. If they ever decide to branch out and have it on,
that's true.
And that's it. Any game that's PC is going to live longer.
People said they wanted League on consoles. They were like, nah, we'll put it on phones. We'll put WoW on phones. Playing League on a console would be absolutely disgustingly broken if you could actually play with an Xbox controller. That's disgusting. But Riot, I give Riot shit a lot, but some of their decisions do make a lot of sense. They were like, hey, a PC game, you want to upgrade the console, don't need to have that for our game, which is a fine thing. So let me bring up the article here for a lot of people. So I know people don't like Saudi Arabia, and this is what I told people. Riot doesn't care about what you think. Riot will tell you some bullshit because they know you're just going to eat it up. So let's say if Riot is fucking, I don't know, virtue signaling about some whatever shit. They know they're going to say that because you're going to eat it up. They don't even probably believe this themselves. They just, people just eating this shit up. It's just PR. Look at all this, just PR, Saudi Arabia people, I mean, we know they get cut off women's hands. They feel very bad over there at some point. People are like, I'm not going to watch Riot stuff if they're doing that. Yeah. League is not really as watched here as it is around the world.
Yep.
That's just how it is at this point, So they know to take deals like this. It doesn't matter if anyone stops watching it here. Do you guys really think they care about the LCS as much? Even though John Baloney, or his name is John Needham, but I call him John Baloney.
Yeah.
Says, oh yeah, we're committed to League Esports. Yeah. I imagine in the other places though, because the LCS at this point should be the Valorant system. Let's just be honest here. We're being honest here. This needs to be the Valorant system. I predict it'll happen in 2025, but hopefully that pans out to be true. Here's what Jacob Wolf reported on. After running a $45 million esports tournament in 2023, the Saudi Arabian government won over the largest publisher in the industry, Riot Games. The Esports World Cup is set to feature a League of Legends tournament this summer per an internal email. So this is basically going to be, I don't know the structure of the tournament or how it's going to be, but so Riot is still working with the Savvy to figure out the specifics around the tournament, but it's asked all the domestic leagues to black out the calendar for the first week of July. So that's literally when playoffs start. People have been talking about burnout in the scene when you get to the point in July where you're like burnt out from spring and playoffs and all that stuff. Imagine if you're a team like Cloud9, who's probably going to be going to MSI later on this year, potentially competing in finals, potentially, or you're going to be in playoffs at least. go to MSI, go to Summer Split, almost before playoffs start, go to another international tournament, come back, play LCS playoffs, qualify for Worlds, go to Worlds. Guys, people are going to be really burnt out. I'm just saying, like, motherfuckers are going to be using subs with this shit.
Oh, hell
Scrims, attaching scrims onto that, stage games, draft prep. Good Lord. In the statement sent to me this evening, a Riot spokesperson said the company is speaking with multiple tournament organizers about third-party events, including the Esports World Cup, for license inclusion in the League of Legends Pro ecosystem. So, Lord, I mean, this was going to happen eventually. Everyone knew it was. This is just, well, okay. Let's see people try to play the moral high ground on this one. We'll see. We'll see how it happens, all right? But let's do some fun. Let's do something fun, because I want to do our 2024 LCK Spring Split Team Tier List. And let's do LCK Team Tier List. So obviously we know where most teams are going to go. I'm going to look up the rosters really, really quickly. And we're going to have some fun here. Now, I know everyone's going to put, oh my Lord. Look at this list, man. I want you to see this shit. We have to organize these tiers. Look at this. So we're automatically putting Nong Shim as possible champion. So is DRX. T1's going to be really bad, right? Already starting off good, right? No. Guys, I'm just joking. If anyone has a tier list for Nong Shim as champion, just
Liv Seymour's to be possible champion.
Fear X, remember?
Yep.
No, I'm not kidding, guys. Liv Seymour's renamed to Fear X. Why? Because I don't know.
Fear us, or we're going to X you out.
Oh God! Jeez! Oh Lord! Oh God! It's just so bad. Oh, why do these?
What they should have done is they themselves curve stomp, because every time they play a team, they'll get curve stomped.
Oh Lord! International domestic LCK 24 for seasons. Let's go to the roster. Summer. No, where's the rosters at? Oh my! Thank you, ads. Thank you.
Yo,
I love all the ads.
There were some roster moves in LPL I totally forgot about. I totally forgot Vikla went back to China, or he went to China. I have to wait a second.
He went to Rare Ass. That's where Vikla's at. I'm like, okay, your team is gonna be like 17.
Yeah, because who was this? Because I was watching Keijo go over the Marcia Cup, where it was JDG versus Rare Adam, right?
Right.
Spoiler alert. JDG won 3-0. Does a curve stomp. There was a point there. I think.
Oh, you remember the Demacia Cup, right?
Yeah, their game 2 ruler had participated in 19 out of 21 kills. He had 10 kills, 9 assists. He had either killed or assisted on 19 of the 21 kills. I'm like, yeah, Ray Adams fucked. Vikla might be their best player.
That's sad. That's
yep.
I kind of like the sound of Nerd Wars X. I don't know what's this. Twitter is X. There's Fear X. There's Gigantic X.
Mark the spot. Oh no, I really can't. I don't
trying
know.
to X mark the spot in my X's.
Actually, pussy. Yeah, I'm trying to defile her, man.
Oh my Lord!
I'm gonna have her shaking in the circle. Nah, have Carla do that, man. She could, step off fan. No, Carla's freaky ass.
All right, so this is how I usually do things. All right, everyone knows Nong shit Red Force. There you go. There is no underdog. How about we delete this row? All right, mid-table cancer price. I like that one.
I think underdog could have been. I think underdog could have been DWG, but then again, I'm not. Nah, I don't even because I got.
I want to get all the shitters out. So they have Kwang Ching Chong Freaks.
Kwang Ding Dong
right there.
Kwang Dong, Kwang Dong Nuts.
Kwang Long Nuts. Okay, Savings bring dog shit. They have Morgan and Lord Jesus. Nope. All right, we're doing good, guys. Okay. DRX. Nope. Okay, yeah. We're doing good here, right?
And who else? Let's see about. I forgot who they got. Those like a big pickup for them.
Closer. It's the same shit.
They got closer. That's what it was. No, They already had closer. No, who they pick up?
They have they kept Willer.
Okay.
What? Oh God,
It's
all so bad.
Okay, and who DRX pick up? I know
DRX has Rascal, Sponge, C-Tab, Teddy.
Okay, never mind. Okay. I know Barrel. I thought they picked up somebody good, but then again, they probably did. All right.
No, Barrel is going to be playing on KT Rollster, remember?
Yeah. Who picked?
So we got all the shitters out.
Was it one of the lower teams that picked up somebody good?
Which one do you want to go with? No, everyone's going to want T1 and Genji later.
That was probably LPL. Oh.
Let's do Damwon then.
Yeah, Damwon.
Damwon's roster, guys, is and the reason, why did you speed run through all these bad rosters? These guys ain't shit. Their games are terrible. Watching them makes me want to literally get a knife and slit my throat. Actually,
DRX is gonna be worse now because there's no Barrel. Literally, it's gonna be. It's one of these teams is not gonna make Worlds, and that team might end up blowing up again.
Make Worlds. They might even not even get 4 wins. Remember last split, the bottom tier teams combined for the worst loss record of LCK history.
And if it wasn't for T1, it could have been a lot worse.
Right. DRX only got wins because T1 had poopy.
Yep.
These were like barely wins too. These weren't like stomp wins either. I should put that out there. These weren't like wins where we won convincingly.
I imagine if they sub in Reckless for Carrier and they still lose to Reckless.
Do you think they would do that ever? Like, so let's say they secure playoffs, and let's say they're like first seed and they're like 17. Let's say that week they're like 16 and whatever. Do you think 16. They'll throw them in for a random game against like Nongshim? At that point, I would. I don't see why not. I mean, I know a lot of people don't like that, but I mean, that's the reward you for getting for a season. Nongshim ain't we know ain't gonna be shit. I mean, at that point, I give them a game. All right, so let's go over the actual orgs that'll matter for the LCK. These guys, I know Chaz said playoffs, but these guys probably are peaking out at like 5 wins the entire year. I mean, like 5 wins in spring, maybe probably 4, and 5 wins in the next split. DRX's roster is Kingen, Lucid, Showmaker, Amy, and Kellen.
Okay, I think they're the weakest of the 5.
I don't remember seeing Lucid play. He's going to be flaccid because he ain't going to be doing shit. Showmaker had I love this guy, everyone, but he had a bad year. This was criminal. The fact that they even kept him is really, really telling that they're hoping he just bounces back. They're hoping like, hey, this guy's going to bounce back. He has the potential. I think he has the potential to bounce back too. Eventually he's going to have a bad year in his career, but this year, if he plays bad throughout the whole year, they're getting someone new.
Easily.
I understand giving him a chance because he's literally only had like 1 bad year in his whole career. That's fair. Everyone's got the 1 bad year in their career. That always happens to every one of these pros. But if he starts playing bad this year, it's over for him. I don't know. Kingen, they had, who's that man? They had Kana, they went to Kingen. Guys, Kingen straight up ran it down the entire year. Why? It was team chemistry. Yeah, team's chemistry made him play that bad the whole year, every game, every best of 3, all of them, right? Shut the fuck up. What the fuck is wrong with half you brain-dead NPC retards? Yeah, team chemistry made someone play bad from the beginning of the last year to the end of it, right? Really? No, go fuck yourselves. I think aiming really was good, but you pairing him up with Kellen. So, yeah. I think there'll be playoffs, but we're talking like lowest seed playoffs here.
Yeah, I think they're going to be 5th, 6th. I think one of the little teams might be able to sneak in above them, but
let's do Hanwha Life. Hanwha Life's roster it's literally just Gen G's previous roster with Zeka and Viper. That's it.
Yep.
This roster might actually surprise. The problem here with Hanwha Life Esports is Hanwha Life have had roster, not saying that they've always had like super teams or whatever. They've had a few super teams here and there. They've never worked out. Something with this org it doesn't really matter if you have good players. You need the right infrastructure and the right coaches and staff around them. Yeah, I think Doran is an upgrade over Kingen. Peanut is an upgrade over, well, Hanwha Life had I wouldn't really even say junglers, okay? They had 4 people on the team the entirety of 2023. Peanut is an upgrade over Clid and that dog shit other guy they had. I don't remember his fucking name at this point because he's worthless. Zeka, people said I don't think he played good at all, really. I think he was running it down like Kingen was too. He was literally not impactful at all. He barely did anything in lane. Maybe with Pina, he'll be a lot more active on the map. Maybe. Yeah. Viper, I think, is one of the best ADCs, not just in the LCK, but he's a really talented ADC. I think now with Delight, he'll have a support that'll definitely complement him a whole lot more. I think this roster could potentially make the run to finals in spring, but I think after that, people are going to figure out how to beat this roster. Because remember, this Gen.G roster that I liked last year, and I love Gen.G, but we knew this roster's playstyle. They would play this weird defensive, offensive style where if you actually just knock them down enough early game, they didn't really do anything else. They're very good at playing defense and then turning it into offense, but that was with players that had that mindset to do that. They could be aggressive and beat you, but they knew most of the time they could just like cruise, scale, make some proper invade. Pina goes up and helps Doran. Bot lane's going to be cool. But I don't know about this roster, though, because you don't have Chovy with Pina this time around. You don't have Pays to be that consistent carry in the bot lane. Viper can be a consistent carry, but is Pina going to dedicate resources to the bot lane? Is he going to do that? I mean, he should. He did, and it worked out very well. So I think Homolife will be – they have potential to be, like, third, but I think it's only going to happen for spring. But I don't think this is a bad roster. It's just when Gen.G handles players like this, or T1 did, you'd be like, okay, they have the rep to do it. When Homolife Esports handle these kind of players, you're like, nah, you got to kind of prove that to me. Because they've been – essentially shit for the longest time. They've only ever had one Worlds appearance, and that was when they were probably shouldn't have been at Worlds in general, but I think they'll make playoffs. I think they'll be stronger than DRX, though, my opinion. All right, let's do KT Rolster. Good old KT Rolster. Basically, being a KT Rolster fan, I don't know, it's just like asking to get punished. Like, actually beat up consistently. The KT's roster is perfect. I can't wait till that gets destroyed in the year. Just can't wait. Just saying, his name is perfect in the top lane. Woo!
That's better than having a jungler named Sponge who just absorbed all the hits.
PO6, BDD, Deft, and Barrel. So basically, they have 2/3 of the previous DRX roster that won World.
Three.
Yeah, sorry. 3/5 of the roster and a new top laner because they got rid of aiming and they kept BDD. I don't know about Perfect, so I can't talk about him. Piosik had spring he was shit for Team Liquid, but towards summer he got pretty good and he did play very well at World. So that right there,
he's the only good player at World for it. Let's not beat around the bush.
I think based off his World performance and his summer performance, he deserves to be on a roster. I'll say that.
Yeah,
he's very streaky sometimes, but if we're going just off the last split, he deserves to be here in my opinion. BDD was one of the best mid laners of last year. He was consistently performing very well. He's literally their best player. If they got rid of him, they might be sitting there with Nongshima, for being honest here. But BDD, he played very well. There should be no real issues why he's there. He's an awesome player. Been a fan of this for a very long time. Deft, I don't know. Like, yeah, he was kind of the carry for D+, but I told you this before. He never really fit on D+. Never really got to the depth that people wanted to. He does have Barrel this time around, and he did like playing with Barrel because Barrel could be like the macro mind guy in the lane. He could just obviously just do his CS and carry potential thing. So I think he's going to be a better support for Deft. I just don't know how strong they're going to be reuniting, I don't know. This roster kind of screams to me like if they could punch above, they can be around third again. But I think they might be around. They'll be competing with Homolife. This will be the team that Homolife competes with for like third, fourth, honestly.
Okay.
Because I think the rest of the teams are just so fucking bad. Like, I mean, I don't think on average KT will be losing to a lot of these teams. But, with KT, you really can't always count on them. That's just kind of their thing. But I do think on average they're competing with Homolife. But I think Homolife's ceiling is going to be a lot higher if they can hit this ceiling consistently, because consistently I think these players are stronger than these ones. But if we're going off of how strong they're compared to the field, KT will win a good amount of games, I'll say. Now let's go to Gen.G. I'm a big fan of Gen.G, been a fan of Gen.G for a very long time, from Samsung Galaxy to KSV to Gen.G. Their new roster is Kane, Canyon, who's moved away from Damwon after playing with Damwon since 2018 in the Challengers League. Chovy, Pays, and Lehens. Lehens was previously on Griffin, obviously with Chovy. He went to KT because he left last year to come play at KT this year, 2023. He's back on Gen.G. So Gen.G are probably thinking, if we're going to get Delight, we're going to need a arguably top 2 support in the league. So they got Lehens. So they got all Lehens back. Okay, I think Keen had a pretty good year for the most part. He didn't do well at Worlds, but if you're talking just the LCK, he was pretty good for the most part. Canyon had a really bad year, and I love Canyon too. He had a bad year like Showmaker did. So this is going to be the ultimate testament for him is if Canyon can have good synergy with Chovy potentially, we're going to look at a pretty scary team. Do I think that's going to happen? I don't know. I'm pretty 50-50 on that.
I'm going to keep it 100 with you. I think this team...
I think the synergy will be actually quite bad, if I'm being honest.
I
Canyon
think
and Chovy really don't match very well. If we're talking like play of synergy.
I think this game these teams going to be weaker than last year's. I think last year was good. I think their issue was it's
something you told me before too. They overthought so many things.
Yeah, because the eventual champion, the only team that I would say was consistently able to beat them was Gen.G. The issue is Gen.G was so good against one team in their region when they faced the Chinese region. Because I feel like Gen.G, most of their losses came against KT. They beat KT. I forgot who did.
KT did beat them several times throughout the year. Yeah. It was mostly just KT, and they had these random close games against Breon, but let's be honest here, that don't really mean anything.
Every team has that one team that just knows how to counter them.
Yeah.
It's like that one player. It's like going to locals, beating everybody. Then that one player plays an odd deck and he just can't figure out how to beat it because it's like, who the fuck played this play style? Really? And it's just it's not hard to adjust. But it's like then he switched to another play style. He's like, what the fuck are they doing? Like,
that's the thing is, do you know, people don't know the story. Chovy is a guy who's pretty silent if you watch the Gen.G content around him.
Oh, no, he's definitely silent. That's
like Canyon, if he's going to be the aggressive jungler that we know is like one of the best in the world, he's definitely not ganking for Chovy. He's ganking Keen. He's ganking the bot lane. Because I don't think Chovy and Canyon will have good synergy. I just don't. No. I think they're actually going to play quite away from each other. Now, will that be to Gen.G's detriment, or will that be to Gen.G's enhancement? I don't know yet. I think when you're looking at just how Chovy's been able to succeed, he's only ever succeeded in the LCK to get titles is with Peanut. Peanut is very good at macro, but it's very bad now as he's a bit older with like the mechanical aggressive style of jungle. So Gen.G are like, okay, Peanut's bad at being aggressive, but he's really good at macro. So we're going to supplement one for the other. We're going to get a stronger jungler mechanically, but maybe not as strong macro-wise, right?
Yeah.
So it's I don't disagree with their mindset on the roster. I think the roster will end up being like top 3 in the league. I just don't know if this is going to be like as strong as the previous roster, even though the names on paper are stronger, you know? Yeah. The names on paper are stronger, but I don't know if it's going to have that same level of consistency and the same level of strength the other roster had. Now, if this roster starts playing at like peak levels toward the end of the year, potentially, we're looking at a pretty strong team here. But that's also contingent on meta and all the other stuff too. The bot lane of Pays and Lehens, it depends on how Lehens is going to synergize with Pays. Lehens has been pretty talented for the most part, but, just because you're good with one team doesn't mean you're going to be good with the other one, honestly. Yeah. So Gen.G have a lot of work here. They're only keeping Chovy and Pace. Chovy is he's going to be one of the, if not the best mid in the LCK with Faker and BDD. They have no issue there with that. The problem with Chovy is if Chovy's sitting here going like, no more me, John, I take a Coley into Oriana. Okay, I lost 2 games. We're down 0-2. Yeah, you're not getting that anymore. Sometimes you got to tell him no. He's very talented, but you ain't cooking and we ain't eating. Just saying.
Yep.
Yes, man. Straight up took Kali into 2 matches and lost them both and put them literally 0-2 down. Just saying. He did do that.
Yep.
Like, you gotta also, the coaching staff has changed too. So, What do you feel about Gen G? Do you think this roster will start off weaker and peak out stronger, or start strong and peak out lower toward the very end of the year?
I think it comes down to Chovy. I think they're going to start off weak, but they're not. It's not going to be like they're going to be losing a bad team. They're going to be struggling against their first couple matchups, and then eventually they get better. Like
we'll put Gen G as possible champion because they could easily have a playoff run where they just kind of steamroll everyone. Essentially, playoffs work a lot different.
I still think Chovy is slightly better than Faker. I think what it is every other role or
T1 can contest them, because
I think mid lane it goes Gen G. I think everything else now.
That's like the only lane that really goes like their way. Everyone else, because T1 guys, for those who don't know, who has not been keeping for the offseason, they kept their roster. The same one. The roster is totally together. So there you go. T1's roster, as you guys know, is Zeus, Owner, Faker, Gumi UC, and Keria. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have a Gen G T1 finals rematch. And if it's not that, it's gonna be probably like maybe fucking flip a coin. I don't know. It's gonna
be definitely one of them, if not both, and it might be Hololive. Hololive might surprise and beat Gen G because it's like
that's very true. Yeah.
Because think about it, what's stronger, the 3 players that left Gen G or the 2 players that are still on
3 new players that they got. Yeah, that's a big rivalry right there. Yeah.
That right there. I think T1 now T1 could easily go 18-0. I don't think they are. I think they're going to probably.
I think they're going 17 and the last record they had in spring last year.
I think they're at least going to either 16 or 2 or 71. They're going to lose to Gen G.
I don't think this Gen G roster is going to beat them initially. I think they'll probably lose to someone.
I think they might fuck around and do it. I think they might fuck around and lose to Gen G just because like Chovy just outplays Faker. But then
possible, yeah, that's very true.
And then they get to the playoff and Gen G gets 3-0'd. Like
could very happen.
I think it's gonna be one of those things where Gen G catches a T1 team slipping on a day where T1's trying to rest, but they still have to play their best team. Because honestly, if I'm like T1 or Gen G or mostly T1, they're like those bottom teams. I might swap out a Keria. I'm definitely gonna swap out Faker. Like I'm very cool. I will probably take out Faker for a game. Put it to the other guy.
Right.
And let them know, okay, Owner, Keria, you 2 are going to have to be the vocal leaders this time. Like, if we put back Poby in, oh, God, no, but if we do, you got to make sure Poby.
That's a world I just don't think would ever, like, we know how their brains function about Faker. They're just like bots.
But the biggest thing was you knew Faker was coming back like next game. This is already cool. Poby, you do this in lane. If we need you to gank, you gank. You shut the fuck up and you just listen. Because at that point, see, it's one game. It's the difference when you sit out LeBron James and the team still wins. It's another thing if LeBron James is injured, now you don't have that vocal lead. Like, it's like Faker might still be around, so he might be in the back coaching them. They're like, hey, guy, okay, make sure, hey, Poby, I need you to do this. When he goes here, you have to find a way to gank around. Like, can him do this? Flaco, make sure that if the top laner comes down, you have to interrupt him. Like, David Chen, make sure that he cannot get in the team fight. Make sure if the jungler wants to come down, he cannot come down full health. He has to come down with some kind of damage. Make sure, Owner, make sure you play some words and all that. Because what you need to do, you need to make Poby better when he goes back down to the Challenger League. You have to make sure he knows what the fuck he's doing.
Because I want to ask you this. Do you think, though, this is what happens sometimes when you keep rosters together is they can't really find a way to thoroughly improve past what they've already been able to do before? Do you think they'll have those similar issues? Also, ask you this. Do you think that it would be a disappointment if they didn't win the spring split? Coming off of Worlds and not winning a spring split?
I think it'd be, I don't know if it'd be a disappointment. I think it'll be a surprise. It'll be a slight disappointment. Because seeing that you're the only team that stayed apart or stayed together, plus your biggest rival who beat you all year, get to the world and get absolutely clapped. Like, and people said, but what if it's like this? What if there's a bunch of what ifs? What if JG actually? What if JG was the team that was like ended up getting? I think no, it couldn't have because the way they was trying to do Worlds, they didn't want no Chinese team facing each other. What if JG was on the same side as it's like say about JG, but I got knocked out by JDG instead of
It's so interesting that this year could have just panned out to be a bunch of Gen G T1 rematches at international tournaments.
It literally might be. I think this is what I think it's going to be. This is what I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be T1 up here. I think Gen G and Homolife are fighting for second right now.
Yeah,
I think is
KT. I think can surprise, but I don't think they have the ceiling high enough to beat these other guys.
I think KT had a better team last year. I think Gen G and KT had a better team last year. I think Homolife has a better team this year.
Also, a much more consistent team too. If we're just going off the three pieces that they got, because I know people rag on Doran, but he's not like great, but he's consistent enough to do good and punch above his. What's the thing? Punch above your weight or whatever. Yeah. Sometimes you don't even need a mechanically skilled player if you're trying to do certain things. Like if he can always punch above his weight, you can. He definitely showed he can win titles. The problem with Doran is like, you go to international, you face some way better players, you're just gonna get put in the dirt. But this is the LCK.
Definitely when you're taking too many games, also when you're taking too many games off, you're kind of in a situation where you get fucked. It's like you can't keep getting fucked like that, and then think you're going to be able to sustain that. That's the thing you have to realize. You can't just stay.
I just doubt a world where T1 go into the split and they just don't do well. They not only do these players like playing with each other, they've dominated like every split they've been in. They've gotten like first or second on like every split they've been in. I think they've gotten first in every one of them. Yeah, they have, except this last one.
Yep.
They got like first place in like what 5 splits straight or some shit. That's insane. Like the ceiling on this roster is just incredible. But
and honestly, even not getting first this year, they still ended up getting to the finals because KT.
Oh, typical KT.
Yeah.
God. Remember earlier they picked T1. What are you doing?
And no, it made at that moment in time it made sense.
I imagine they were beating them in scrims, so they had better,
They were just beating them all. They were beating them all year, or not all year, all split. It made sense. It made sense. The issue is this. The issue you don't realize. T1 in the regular season in the post, like I said. If you had it's kind of like, why would you pick LeBron James? You're saying that you have a chance to pick motherfucking. It's like it's kind of like, why would you pick Golden State when you got a chance to pick Sacramento Kings? Oh, Sacramento has a better record, but they're inexperienced. They're fucking experienced. You pick Homolife. I understand you.
Oh, good night, man. Hope you gentlemen have a good night. I'll hit you up. Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, let's set it up, dude. Let's make it happen.
Peace out,
man. Have a good night, bro. Yeah.
Like, why would you? Like, of course, I know you want to be like, we knocked out that team, but you don't do it in that moment. You don't. Not that moment.
Factor in, they would have to have faced them anyway. They literally would have to have faced them in general. If they wanted to even win, because we know now that they went to the finals. Because that's the thing is, why did they have to make it harder on themselves in that moment? You could do that later, but so it's like they could just knock them out right now. Well, you couldn't just knock them out right then and there because they were at a lower bracket.
I was thinking you knock them to a lower bracket. Okay, cool. But what if they come back?
That's the problem is with knocking T1 to lower bracket. It's not that they get a second chance. It's like T1 is better than every team in that lower bracket. There was literally no possible world they lose to those dog shit teams in that playoffs. Ain't no way. And if they did, the whole world needs to be on fire. Because when people are talking about lower brackets, guys, I'm talking like you go to a competitive lower bracket. That was not a competitive lower bracket down there. Who you facing? DRX, Homolife, B plus Kia. Get the fuck out of here. Fucking shitter teams down there, man. That's why I said. I think T1 will be fine. It's just, I kind of want to see how they're going to progress throughout the year. Are they trying to start slow, then hit a high thing in the playoffs, start slow, hit high, or are they going to be this like, we'll just play at a relatively good level throughout most of spring, Also, a Faker win spring club have 11 titles domestically. 11.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous. But T1 pretty much should be the front runner to win the split. Versus being honest here, they should be the front runner. They've kept the same roster. This roster has an incredible ceiling. The play style from this team is just absolutely insane when they're on board. There's not really much downside to them, though. It's when you see downsides to them, you're like, okay, I see downsides, but you know in the back of your head, is that team going to capitalize on that? Because the thing, you can have weaknesses, but if they're not good enough to capitalize on them, it doesn't mean anything, guys. Everyone has weaknesses. You have to be legitimately good enough to capitalize on said weaknesses. I'm pretty sure Nongshim is not doing that.
Exactly.
But do you want to sleep with me and Lennon to get together?
No, just her.
Oh, so you mean
unless you want to get tag team, I said, you and I can tag team her. You pick one hole, I pick the other.
How about you take her and oh god, we're still on YouTube. Oh,
yeah. I'm about to say it's still on YouTube. You better watch it, man.
Yeah, these freaking Latina women and their fucking tacos.
They're freaky, man. These horny little Latina chicks, like definitely when they haven't had sex, they're willing to do anything because they're just like horny. That's the thing about women.
They might try and put a bar of soap in your ass and just scrub your butt or something. I don't know.
Your butt, they put the tug in it. Like I said, these women are horny. You gotta think about it. They are sexually deprived because they live a life where it's not promoted to have sex. It's like, okay, you know what sex is, but it's that thing. It goes back to like this whole league in a sense.
Yeah.
Is T1 split to win?
Most definitely, yeah.
The only team I can see on paper right now beating them is probably Homolife, but my main thing is this. I think Genji could do it too. I don't think there's any other team.
Ooh, this is the other thing I forgot to bring up too with Homolife beating T1 is they had Chovy to do that. The difference of how much Chovy could beat Faker versus the difference of how much Zeka could consistently do it is it's lower. It's definitely lower, but you have the hard carry potential of Viper. Now, remember, it also depends on the meta of like, are we going to have a meta of like, a bunch of tank top laners, tank junglers, carry junglers, non-carry top laners with sense. The meta does impact things. I think T1 is, I'm not saying they're meta proof, but T1 have shown if the meta is not suiting them, they'll just start playing comfort in beating you. That's such that is so good that they could just go, fuck meta. We'll just play our own shit and win. That is like.
And that's the thing. That's what when it comes to like. That's why I remember someone told me, Chad, and Sal say with Pogba, would you ever go back to a comfort pick if you ever decide it's like, what would be your comfort deck if you decide, like, say you played enough Charizard, you realize you might not be good with Charizard, but guys realize you're good with it. Like your basic is if you're awake, you can probably beat anybody because you know how to play. My thing is. Absolutely, like, what is a comfort deck for you? Because it seems like when you get with Chip Pal, you get better when you actually choose how to play. What's a comfort pick for you? It's kind of like sometimes the comfort pick might be picks that you don't play often, but you know so well that you can beat anybody with it. And I think my comfort pick might be Guaranteed a Lost Box. It's a headache to play. And you don't always play it, but when you do play, you can. Now I have a new tech card in there. I was like, I can actually play this deck to a more fulfilling way. I think that and Mew VMAX. I think Mew VMAX might be another deck where I
always say players should have, like most players have a comfort, but never be ashamed of pulling out comfort if you're not having a good time with meta stuff.
I got two new comfort decks. It's Torterra. Torterra's kind of fun. It's a little slow, but once it sets up, it can knock out any deck. And because you're doing 280 damage for one prizer, like what it does is for each evolved Pokemon, what you do, you can have Pokemon like I could go set up a toe squirrel that says none of your Pokemon can be knocked out by damages on effect. That's why I turn off guaranteed. I turn off Rogue Moon and say, all right, cool. Then I can one shot a Charizard. It's like I'm mostly gonna be a grass type. There's be any fire that could fucking kill me. But then again, I can always just set up, reset up. All right, cool. And it's like boom, boom, boom. Get a grass energy. Play this Pokemon. It's just so free in a sense where I could just play like a V Max or not a V Max, a V. I forgot. There's a V Star. I think is Superior. No, it's not Superior. I forgot the V Star, but the V Star pretty much there's a V Star that allows you to just. I think it's Leafeon. But either way, yeah, it's like you have to. I realize the Pokemon you have to build a second deck. No, it's not Leafeon. It's a Superior. Oh, V Star. It might be. Let me see. No, Superior is a good one. You could do 60 damage for each. I can't remember the actual V Star. I have to look for it. But the main thing is, it's like when it comes to League, what I realize is a lot of times this dude Faker would just be pulling out picks. And it's like, okay, he's just realized this motherfucker can just beat you on anything if he chooses to. Oh, it's Lilligant. Okay. During your turn, you start Perfume. During your turn, you may set your deck for up to 5 in any combination of grass Pokemon and grass energy cards, reveal them and put them into your hand. That is fucking broken. Like you got Parallel Spin, 3 energy, 130. If you put an energy attached into your hand, you do an extra 100, 230, you're knocking out a good Charizard. It's like, holy shit. It was Lilligant. Yeah, and then I forgot there's it's rotating out soon. If I kind of do want to play it before it rotates out, there's a Cherub. As often as you like, you may attach an energy card from your hand, a grass energy, to one of your Pokemon that doesn't have a roadblock. Pretty much, you're going to mostly attach them to Terra. You're going to put to Terra, or because what Torterra does is express for a grass and a colorless. This attack does 50 damage for each of your evolution Pokemon in play. If you have 6, you're doing 300 damage on a 190 HP one prizer. That's mean you can always, of course, put luxury cape on there, but not always. But yeah, this card's busted. Doing 300 damage on a one prizer. You have a full bench. You can knock out everything, really, more or less. You can put a choice belt on there. You can put a Defiance band if you're behind. Do 330. You can do 330. I forgot what Pokemon you can do 330. And the craziest thing about it, you got in Torterra, I actually play passive deck because you don't play any Pokemon that really utilize pass. It's like, and the good thing about Cherub like says to any Pokemon. I don't ever have to use, like, I can just go Cherub onto a what do you call it? I can go Cherub. It's like there are gonna be times where you're gonna only do 250 damage because the main thing about it was that deck. I want to say you're gonna have a main fear of Jirachi. That's me. You're always going at most you're doing 250 damage.
Right.
A lot of times, 250 damage plus like a choice bell, because you're always gonna have a choice bell. Choice bell's gonna get you to 280. Because a lot of times you play choice bell, you'll play that Vitality Band, put you at 260. But you're mostly hitting this deck. This deck is my fun deck when I know there's a lot of Charizard players. I brought this to locals a couple weeks ago. I used I borrowed whatever card I did have, had the rest, played it, loved it. It's kind of like Gardevoir, but once you get set up. And I realize a lot of times you play Evolution, you play like, I forgot what Pokemon, you play Evolution, you get to your Torterra set up into your Turtwings into I forgot the actual fucking Pokemon. It's the stage 2, but that stage 2 Pokemon is so nuts. And I know, of course, this is a league podcast, but I want to stress.
Oh, that's fine. We already covered everything. I was gonna wrap up after you're done anyway.
I want to stress why, like, picks and league is kind of like picks and Pokemon. You go to a certain degree too. I think with Yu-Gi-Oh right now, it's like you go to a regional. I've always said the regional. Once you get your invite, stop playing meta decks. In my opinion, I would still play them, like to understand how to play against them. But I've always said that, and I like when I got my invite back in 2020 was I forgot what deck. I got it with fucking Cyber Dragons. Yeah, this is when I was able to get a top 16. Once you get an invite, this is right before COVID, literally like 3 weeks before COVID. Like I did a lot of shit before COVID happened. Like,
me too. A lot of it slowed down because of COVID. Actually.
Yeah, I finally got my invite. Once I got my invite, I was literally just playing Jake decks. I was like, oh no, it wasn't Cyber Dragon. I got it with Dinos. It was Dino, and then I was going to start playing Cyber Dragons after. Yeah, you got another card also. Grotle is kind of it's the middle stage of Torterra. I didn't play Torterra's. That's black and white, right? No. Torterra is Diamond and Pearl, right?
Torterra, yes, yeah.
Okay.
That's Turtwig. Yeah, I remember the little fucker.
Yeah, Turtwig. I think you know. The Furday was my favorite. It was a Furday, then Empoleon. No, it was Empoleon. Yeah, because Empoleon was Gen 4. See, I don't know. I picked the Furday. I don't know why I picked the Furday. Or I picked the Monkey.
Oh, Infernape, yeah. Chimchar and shit, yeah.
Yeah, but Grotle has an effect, Sun Dread Shell. Once your turn, may set your deck for a grass energy, really put it into your hand. If you have 40s, you're grabbing 4 grass energies. And then you're going to use Cherub. Plus, because I play I want to say 11 grass energies. Yeah, because, no, 12. I played 12 grass energies. Because there's turns where I'll play Toe Screw.
Dude,
yeah.
I just knew something. My brain almost just fried.
Oh Jesus!
I just want you to see this, and we're not gonna go over it because our brains are gonna be literally liquid.
Okay,
shit.
That's the other Pokemon I put a grass energy on.
Just read this.
Battle Lions Koi English. Wait, what? What? Oh, God. Battle Lions Koi English.
Hashtag Mad Koi win. That's enough Twitter for the night.
Yep, I hope they go 0-9 in the winter. Go 0-9. That's trash. Really? Go 0-9. You're trash. Throw this team in the dumpster. Okay.
Mad Koi.
Y'all, they're mad at ready to name. You must be a madman to name your or Koi. Like, really, motherfucker?
Then call yourself Mad Koi.
Oh, God.
This org is ran by dumb fucks. And we knew Mad Lions had some big money issues because they're ran by overactive media.
Yeah.
Because they're the Overwatch league that fell apart. CSGO Adventures pretty much fell apart. We knew they was out there dick sucking for money off the Spanish fans. They're like, I give you tortillas and tortillas and tacos and quesadillas. Oh yeah, dick in my ass. Yeah. Oh yeah. Sí, por favor.
Oh, oh my God. Oh God.
But yeah, Mad Lions Koi.
Mad Lion. Oh God.
So
that don't even sound good. That sounds like tragic. Alert.
Dude, do you download that meme and send it to me? Because we can always post it, whatever. My expectations were low, but holy fuck. Just when you think it can't get really much more worse for them, they just do that. It's like, why are you calling yourselves Mad Lions Koi? Everyone knows you as Mad Lions. At least you have some recognizable brand, saying with people because the Mad Lions are not great. They've punched above their weight with a lot of their rosters, but like who they are. Mad Lions, 2025, they're gonna be, oh yeah, we're going back to Mad Lions.
Yeah, because you must have been a madman to believe we was gonna stick with this shit ass name. Shit ass.
Look at the jersey. Oh, they have the jersey reveal already. You want to see it?
Shit's trash, isn't it? Shit, super trash.
I wouldn't buy this. I ain't wearing this shit. I'll buy off of AliExpress. Look at this. That's what it looks like. That looks like peak dog shit.
No, actually, I'm not gonna lie. That looks decent. I kind of. What's their last year? Okay, not the one on the right. The one on the right looks like dog shit. What's that shit in the middle? The fuck is that?
That's the movie star writer. Movie star writer put a
stake in there. Get that shit off. That shit look like that's nope. Get that shit off. What's the jersey from last year? That jersey.
Oh, it's the one with the buttons. It's the one with the buttons. I remember it was the white one. I actually like that jersey. That's my favorite jersey they've ever made. I like the one a lot. It looked clean.
You got a picture of that jersey, real quick?
Yeah, I wanted to. I think I bought it. I think I have one.
Okay.
I've always liked their jerseys. It's been very simple and clean. They've always had pretty clean merch for the most part. Images. I don't know why they made that. You know that pink ugly Ross. They made a rendition of their usual jersey, but it was the pink one they did for Worlds. Like, Mad Lions, why'd you make a Worlds jersey? No one even liked your ass. No one buying that shit. But this was jersey from last year. This looks really good.
Okay.
I
do like that one a little better, but the new one's not bad. The new one's not as bad.
This was their Worlds one, remember?
Yeah, not the one on the right though. That one on the right where they had that the pink one looks all right. The pink one is not bad. That one looks better. But that blue one is not bad. Not that one with the blue and whatever that shit in the middle. That shit gotta go. That shit's trash. That shit.
Imagine if you're a fucking player and they're like, "Can you put this on?" They're like, "Huh? I have to wear that?"
This garbage ass shit.
Good Lord, Mad Lions 2022. Yeah, because they took them off. I think AliExpress took them off. Yeah. Shit, that's where I got it from. Because if you pay the usual price to try to get one of those, the international shipping, oh my god, that's not even worth it at that point. Yeah, it's not there anymore. They took them off, so they probably got sold out. Well, everyone, as we're gonna head out of this, I do want to say thank you to every single person who came and watched and listened to the show live. You can watch and listen to the show live on YouTube, Twitch, and X. As you guys know, the Twitch channel I have is C9 Master Swag King, and you can follow me on my Twitter account, X account, whatever. Links will be in the description box below. And if you have been watching and listening to the podcast for a while at this point on any podcasting platforms that we are available on, thank you so much. Can't wait to celebrate 10 seasons of this show come Sunday. Actually, it's going to be a blast. Probably have some special guests here, to celebrate with us, have some fun, ball out, have some crazy, sexy, hot stories I have with a lot of women in my life. But I'm ready to have this milestone completed, and we're going to be getting to the next season of the show. So thank you guys so much. Happy holidays, and I hope you guys had a great holiday season at the end of 2023. And make sure to go, if you guys want to watch the Iron Man podcast, you guys can also follow me on Twitch, X, or Rumble as well. And the update on the Iron Man podcast is I'm currently right now in the 90s of uploading the episodes to YouTube, so I could get to episode 136, so I could upload them pretty much all at once to you guys. And once I upload the Iron Man podcast episodes, once I start doing that, I'm going to upload all of them to the point where you're at the newest episodes right then and there. So the Cloud9 podcast will not have episodes uploaded to a certain point, because at a certain point, I'm going to be done with the Iron Man podcast episodes, and I want to have newest episodes coming out simultaneously. So yeah, but until then, season 10 will be consistently uploaded, which is at a point when you start seeing the Iron Man podcast, then this will have a slight mini little break, but it's not canceled or anything. I'm just uploading the next show to you guys. But yeah, hope you guys have a great weekend. Go out and party, eat some strippers' booty hole, and have a great night, everybody. Peace out, everybody.